you can't do everything. So you have to figure out what you're going to do and what you're going to actually let somebody else do. And really, once you come to that realization and you get the perfect person, you'll get more done. You'll get more accomplished.
Welcome to the My Future Business Show, where we get you in front of your best audience and keep you there. Not only are we interviewing the biggest names in business to help you become even more successful, we're inviting you to book your spot on the show to help you grow your business. So at the end of the call, make sure you fill in the interview application form at myfuturebusiness.com/interviews. Hello and welcome back to the My Future Business Show. My name's Rick Nuske. I'm your host, and as always, I'd like to say thank you very much for all of the support that you have shown me for the show. I've been reading the feedback. It's wonderful, it's warm, it's supportive, and it's making all the difference knowing that the show is making a difference for you. Now, speaking of people who are making a difference, now if you're having trouble with your tech stack and you don't know really how to manage it and you're looking for somebody who can help you, I think my guest today will be that person. I'd like to welcome to the show Carlene Kelsey. Welcome to the show, Carlene.
Hey, Rick. Thanks for having me. I hope you're having a good day.
I'm having a wonderful day, Carlene. You know, I like to say I've got 2 feet and a heartbeat. I'm not going to complain too much. I'm hoping that you are too.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes, it's a great day. The week is off to a busy start, which is wonderful.
Yes. Fantastic.
And I'm glad and happy to be here with you today.
Excellent. Look, for everybody who is wondering, Carlene is a online manager. She's a coach, speaker, and technology specialist, and she focuses her services on coaches, course creators, and side hustlers who actually need help with the technical side of getting set up online. Now, that's never a small task, and I'd love to take a deep dive with you into some of those topics, Carlene. But first of all, I'd love to learn a little bit more about you. I wonder if we can start off with your current location. Where's home for you?
Oh, home for me is outside of Phoenix, Arizona, in Chandler, the East Valley. It's hot as heck here right now because it's summertime, and it's over 100 degrees every day.
Oh, wow.
So we go out early in the morning, we go out in the evening, and we pretty much stay inside the rest of the day.
Fantastic.
But it's only this time of year, and it's a dry heat, they say.
Yeah, I remember driving through Death Valley, and I thought to myself, this will be a one-way ticket for me. I'm not driving through here again. Yeah, it's extremely hot. Do you have a pool?
Yeah, my complex has a pool, and my daughter has a pool, and she's only a mile away. So you have to have a pool and water.
Absolutely. So when you, are not working, do you have any things that you enjoy? Do you have any hobbies?
My hobbies are wine tasting and traveling to wine country. I've been to many different areas in California. I love California wines. My son used to live in Napa, so I would go to Napa every single year and visit different wineries. I like to read and a little bit of gardening.
Fantastic.
Little bit of gardening.
So what type of books do you like reading? Are you a sci-fi or...
No, it's either romance novels or nonfiction. How to learn something new, or how to get more traffic to your website, or, some of those kinds of things. But when I go on vacation, I just take a romance novel with me, and I just sit down with my book and go to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, and drink some Coronas and hang out by the pool and just relax.
Hey, do you have much time for audio books? Do you like them at all?
No, I haven't done a lot of that yet. I have a girlfriend who does it all the time, and she's working at home, and she puts her audiobook on, and, it's all going when she's working. And I have not done that.
So I know that we all must have an element of enjoyment when it comes to being entertained. Do you like being entertained? Do you like movies? What's your thing?
We do like movies. I do like movies, and I miss going to the big screen movies. Yep. Although in Arizona now things are coming back. Things are coming back pretty quickly. So the movies have reopened. And that's probably something I'll start doing this summer and fall, because you can get inside where it's cool.
Yep.
And not have to worry about the heat so much.
It's funny because it's winter where we are at the moment, and we were just about to go to the drive-ins, and we've gone, you know what, it's going to be bucketing down with rain today. Have you ever had experiences like that, like drive-ins? Do you recall?
I used to when I was a kid. I did a lot of drive-ins, because that was the thing back in the 60s and 70s.
Well, speaking about when we were growing up, I wonder, do you have any fond memories back in when you were a child growing up, and what's one that you can recall, your most vivid memory?
I came from a very poor family, and I was from the mountains of Western Pennsylvania. And so my mom did the best she could, and my dad was always working or on strike. He was a coal miner, so I'm a coal miner's daughter.
Right.
So the best times that I remember are our Sunday afternoon picnics. She would work all week, get stuff packed up for a picnic, and throw it all in the trunk, put the kids in the car. My dad would have the boat on the trailer, and we would go to the lake. There was a fairly large lake in the middle of Pennsylvania where we went every Sunday on a picnic. We'd have a watermelon, we'd have fried chicken, we'd have hamburgers and hot dogs.
Oh,
we'd take the New York Times newspaper, would read the paper. And those were really, really good family times.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
I didn't realize how poor we were, but now I know that it was a sad situation. That was the most we could afford for a vacation or fun times.
But saying that, those simple times are often the best times, aren't they?
I agree.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I appreciate you sharing because it gives some great context as to where you've come from. And I wonder, in those early formative years of your life, you talked about your parents, and I wonder, as you started growing up, who was it that you turned to and took inspiration from, who motivated you to become the person you are today, do you think? Or were there many?
There probably were many. I was also raised Catholic, so I went 12 years to Catholic school. Mm-hmm. And so there were many of the nuns who would, my sixth grade teacher, I remember her very well, and she kind of helped me with school and academics and things like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't really.
Probably
I can't pinpoint it to any one person.
Yeah.
But my sixth grade sister Kristen teacher was very instrumental and helpful to me, and then I went on to high school, which was a little difficult. I was a really bad kid.
I think we all are in some way, shape or form along the way. But, you have made a life for yourself, and you've done all the hard work. And I'd love to explore a little bit about, what a daily routine looks like for you nowadays, given that you're so busy working. Sure.
Well, I get up and I drink my coffee, half calf. I don't do straight caffeine anymore. It's just better for me. Yeah. And I work on my customers' projects, and I've got a website I'm working on right now for someone. I really have boiled down. I started as a virtual assistant online way back in 2009, and I did pretty much everything. Anything that you needed online. I did newsletters for nonprofits. I did websites, of course. I did email marketing. I did social media. And so the three things that my clients always needed more of was helping with their website, helping with social media and making sure they were on the right platforms for their target market, because they're all different.
Yep.
And then email and autoresponders. I mean, you can start out online without a very big, fancy, expensive website. And I have a free gift, which is learning the 5 steps to get started online.
Fantastic.
And folks can certainly go and download that. I have a quick bit.ly link for that. It's bit.ly, that's all lowercase, / capital S for start, START, and then my initials, C like Charlie, A like Apple, K like King, and those are all capitals. That gives them the 5 steps that they can do to get started online. And you don't have to start out with a big, fancy, complicated website.
Keep it simple.
I mean, you start out with a simple 1-page free one in about.me or wiseintro.com. And that gives you a presence to point people to. It's like a business card.
Yep.
It's not a full business website, but that's all you need to get started.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start building your list, and you create a very wonderful opt-in gift for anyone who's going to sign up to receive that gift. Will then go on to your email list. And so you just get creative with that. It can be a PDF, a checklist, a series of 5 short videos. It could be an email drip content, that goes to people every couple of days. Something that's going to give your followers value, and they are going to be able to use it to have one big, one big
presence,
takeaway, one big transformation. Mm-hmm. So you concentrate on one thing in your free gift, and then folks will start following you. And there's a process that I work with and coach my customers through. Yep. So, my day is working on those things, checking my my social media stats, not all day long, just 3 times a day. Check my email. It can be a trap, and it can be a dark hole where you never get out of it. So I do social media about 3 times a day. I do my email a couple times a day, and I don't just stay in there all day long. I then work on my content. So I create my own content. So I'm not really a copywriter, but I can create content, and I can give people information that helps them move along or looks at something a little bit differently,
a bit deeper
than they might have looked at before. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful feedback. Thank you very much. Now, I wonder, a couple of things. I'd love to talk about the genesis for your starting in this field, because it takes a certain type of person to say to themselves, I'm going to do this and actually do it well. What was the moment? What was the first entrepreneurial experience that you had that you've said to yourself, you know what, this is what I'm going to do?
Well, I actually decided in 2009 that I was going to sign up and take some virtual assistant courses. And I learned how to do WordPress websites. I learned a little bit of HTML, although I couldn't build a complete HTML website. I wouldn't want to. I would use WordPress. And I just started taking courses, and I kept learning more and more and more and more about the tech and the back end stuff and how everything has to operate and be in sync. Your website, your social media, your autoresponder, it all has to be working and connected. And that's what I decided I really love doing. And so the virtual assistant tasks that I was doing narrowed down to those 3 things I'm working on today, is websites, email marketing, and some social media.
Yeah, thank you. I wonder, given the world that we're living in seems to be changing on a daily basis, how have you seen your client base evolve and, I guess, innovate to accommodate for everything that's going on?
Well, some of my clients are doing their coaching business as a side hustle. They really haven't left their full-time jobs just yet. Right. They're starting to build up to where they can leave their full-time positions and have a successful coaching business. So, and I work very well with those people because even we meet on weekends if need be, because they're working their full-time job. And now, yes, they were all working at home. Many of them are starting to go back to the office. And right now I only have 2 clients like that are doing that as a, getting their coaching business up as a side hustle. So things have changed. I have another gal that is a full-time coach, and she really was fighting me tooth and nail to get on social media. I got her going with some social media, and she now has, she's excited about this, over 400 people following her on LinkedIn. And she puts content on LinkedIn twice a week now. And she's on Instagram. I built her an Instagram profile. She always had Facebook, and that's the one she was most comfortable with. But I got her to expand a bit, more reach, reach different kinds of people. Her customers are on LinkedIn. They're probably on Facebook too, because she's a business coach. And so she coaches people and teams on leadership and just figuring out what's the next thing they need to do in their business. But she really is doing well in social media, and I'm her tech person because she's not a techie
person. That's where you take over.
She'll admit that. She'll admit that right away.
And I think that's important, is coming to that realization that, and it's a bit of sage insight, I guess, because we need to come to the recognition that we can't do everything ourselves, can we?
You can't do everything. So you have to figure out what you're going to do and what you're going to actually let somebody else do. And really, once you come to that realization and you get the perfect person, you'll get more done. You'll get more accomplished.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, much of what you are doing is could be considered transactional. You have a client come to you, they want an outcome, they want a website, but I think there must be much more to it than that. Do you think that you're building relationships, and how important is trust in all of this?
Trust is very important. Trust is very important, and in any kind of business, folks need to know, like, and trust you before they're going to buy from you. Mm-hmm. Even if you have a store on the street, you need to have an online presence first or second. You have to have something that people can research. They're going to do their research. Then they're going to decide whether they're going to do business with you. So trust is extremely important. And you have to have you have to have some social proof that you know what you're doing and you've done it for others. And so people know they can get what they need. Come to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you again for sharing. Now, I know that, we talk about, we can hear our customers and they ask us to do things for them. How important is it to really, really listen and feed back, just to make sure that you've got it right? Because you'd hate to make a mistake, wouldn't you?
Right. Well, and your WordPress website is not once done and forever. You don't walk away from it. You're always tweaking it and updating it. Mm-hmm. And so I'm not really afraid of making mistakes. If something is put up and it doesn't really look exactly like the customer wanted, all of my stuff is 100% guaranteed that if you don't like my work and I can't find the right picture or image for you, then we'll just call it quits and I'll give you a refund. I mean, I have 100% satisfaction guarantee and a 100% satisfaction rate at this point, actually. So, and you have to listen. So that's what the strategy calls are all about. When I set up, my programs are pretty much very individualized because each customer needs something new and something different. They're at a different stage in their business. They're either just beginning or they've been using their same old website for years and years and years, and it's time to make it modern and new, so they need a refresh. So you have to listen to them and really understand what they are doing next. And their business has changed too, Rick. Sometimes they start out doing one thing as a coach or a course creator, and it takes them in a different direction. So 3 years down the road, they might need to tweak their website for a slightly different view than how it was built.
You must be so busy because there's always, it's like a bouncing ball that never stops bouncing, isn't it? You need to update your personal knowledge so that you can be, I guess, position yourself as the professional. How much time do you invest in, personal development and education? How important
Development and education and training is real important to me to keep up on the newest and latest and greatest. Not that every customer is going to need it all, but I would guess that I probably do about 4 to 5 hours a week listening in on coach. I have a coach, so I work with my coach twice a week. I work with a couple Facebook groups. They're like mini masterminds. They're not really masterminds, but there's training in them each week. And I just want to keep up on what is new and what's working,
fantastic. Yep. You got to be on top of it. Absolutely. Now, if you had a choice, I know that you're proficient and expert in many different areas. Would you have a favorite? Is there something that you like to do the most?
I like the autoresponders and email marketing and getting people to understand how to grow their list, how to build their list, because that is an asset that they will own. And that seems like a strong word, but it's not, because you have control over your email list, whereas you don't have a lot of control over your social media, and it's forever changing. And you may have 20,000 people following you on LinkedIn or even Instagram. You don't own them, and you will never be able to take them with you anywhere.
Yeah.
Your email list is the most important asset you can have in any kind of a business. And so I really like getting people started with email and getting them to understand how they can use it and grow with it and get more people following them.
You've touched on a very important point, Carlene, in terms of owning, I guess, the asset. Does the same, mentality apply to having your own website?
Yes, it does. That would be second, second, because even if you're a realtor, I know that many of the realtor organizations provide websites for their reps, their reps, but they have to pay for them, and they're not always the best indication of what you can do on your own as a realtor. You can have your own website, and it would be better off because you can make it the way you want it, and you can have the pictures and the houses on it that you want to list on it, whereas your realtor sponsored site might have a whole different set of standards, and they might want something completely different. So, your website is just as important as your email list, and they have to be connected and working together.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Getting all the pieces lining up and actually talking to each other. And there's a lot that goes on in the background that I don't think we could explore in just such a short amount of time. There certainly is a lot of work that goes on. Now, I've gone through your website, had a good read of it. I love what I see, and I noticed something on there in reference to accountability. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I'm not a certified coach. Okay. So, but I do coach. I end up coaching my clients all the time. So I call it accountability.
Yep.
I'm going to hold them accountable because I'm not a copywriter, but I will help them write things for their website when we get it started. If it's a brand new website for somebody, or even if they're redoing their bio, I'll help them do their biography to put up on their website. So I hold them accountable to do the actions that we talk about, that we agree. I'm going to do this and they're going to do that. So I consider myself an accountability kind of partner.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Now, you touched on it a little earlier, and I think a lot of people that listen to this show, Carlene, are startup entrepreneurs, maybe not having a lot of experience, and they think maybe that it's going to be easy. Tell us a little bit about the trials and tribulations and the risks that you needed to take to build your business.
Well, I needed to step out there. I needed to start doing interviews and video. I was a holdout on doing Facebook Lives and video for a very long time. And I don't know why. I cannot even explain why. But I had to just keep pushing and knowing that if you are going to get noticed, you need to be doing video. And I'm still working on Instagram Reels because they are so popular. And Facebook owns Instagram, is putting so much value on video and Reels and short Reels, mostly to compete with TikTok. But and now there's the whole audio thing, the social audio and Clubhouse. And I've been on Clubhouse a couple of times.
What do you think about that?
I think it's fun. It's really fun, a whole lot of fun. I don't have my own room yet, and I could certainly open a tech room and invite people to come and talk about their tech. I like Clubhouse. I think it's fun.
Fantastic.
And there's people getting a lot of new business from it, and they're connecting with new people that they never even knew existed before.
Yeah, that's great. When you work with somebody, is it largely done for them, or is it done with?
I have both kinds of packages. It's funny that you should ask that. Done with you and done for you. I could people sometimes, entrepreneurs, when they're starting out, they feel like they need to know how to do it. They need to know how to do everything. That really isn't true. But for those that have the time and they want to learn, I can teach them. I absolutely can teach them how to do it. It takes longer to do it that way. Or they can hire me and I'll do it for them. I'll do the website. I'll do the autoresponder. I'll make sure that their social media profiles are all synced and optimized for the keywords that they want to be searched for. I can do that all too. So it works both ways with me.
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Now, you have a lot of decisions to make in terms of hosting, in terms of CMS selection. You've already spoken about WordPress. Do you have favorites? Obviously, WordPress is one. What about hosting? What about email service providers? Are there preferences?
Yes, I do. I use ConvertKit, and I like ConvertKit the best for email and autoresponder because it does a lot of things, and it's not stagnant. They're constantly updating it and making new things. ConvertKit will allow you to create landing pages, so you don't need a full-blown website. You just need a landing page when you get started. Yeah. It will allow you to send broadcasts. Now, and that's all in the free version. It will be free up until you get 1,000 people on your list. As of today, this taping, that could change. And it sometimes does. Yeah. But they now have, you can put your products for sale, your digital products for sale on ConvertKit, and you can send people to those landing pages. So they keep growing and expanding and offering new things. It took them a long time to allow us to embed videos right in emails. That came along about 60 days ago. So a couple months ago, now we can do videos right in our emails. If you link to an unpublished YouTube or Vimeo.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. That's so, and they're just constantly going. And WordPress, because 40% of the world uses WordPress.
Yeah.
It's 39 point some percent, and it's almost 40%. And I really feel that it's the biggest, it's the best. Wix is far behind. What's the other one?
There's heaps of them, I think.
Say it again.
There's a lot of smaller ones, isn't there?
There's a lot of smaller ones, and they're all just not up to WordPress standards. I mean, you can have plugins added to your WordPress website to make it look completely different and have different functionality than other sites that might be similar in business to you. So it's the best biggest one.
It's completely customizable, isn't it?
Completely customizable.
Now, Carlene, I'm loving this call. You've shared so much, and I wonder, with the world that we're living in again, things have changed. Are you doing many speaking engagements? Is it all digital? How does that go?
It is, and I've done a few, and I'm working on doing some more. And that's, of course, how we connected, because you have this show.
Yep.
And I want to do more because I like working from my home office. And I mean, I don't mind networking in person. I've gone to several different networking events where you network in person, all of this, of course, before COVID. And I like networking both ways, online as well as in person.
Yeah, fantastic. I again, this has been such a revealing call. Now, because we are predominantly online at the moment, when the doors swing open, you'll obviously be going back and doing more networking, meeting more people and doing your thing. Now, at the moment, what is the process that you would take somebody through if they wanted to work with you? Because I guess that not all people are going to be a good fit for your business.
Yeah, they're not. The process I take them through is one of my newest packages, and I'm going to be introducing it on a webinar, a masterclass on the 24th of July. It's a complete package that will do the three things that I specialize in. It will help them set up their one-page WordPress website, their autoresponder, and their 3 social media accounts. So we meet weekly. They have unlimited access to me through email or text or phone calls, if calls are better than Zoom calls. We just keep in contact, and they've got to provide me the data for the website, and I help them with it if they get stuck. And it's just a complete partnership, really. Absolutely. They cannot have to worry about it if they don't want to. Then if I have a customer who really wants to learn how to do it and they don't want to be responsible for farming out the maintenance, because once you build your website, you also have maintenance to it.
Got to keep it going. Yep.
Got to keep it going. You got to make sure it doesn't get hacked. You got to back it up. You've got, there's maintenance. So I have maintenance packages too, but I could teach, depending on the customer, I teach them how to do it and the best way to keep it going.
The one-stop shop, essentially. It seems to me, Carlene, that you've talked about video earlier. It would seem obvious to me that you would, given all of your knowledge, you would package that up into some sort of video course. Is that coming?
I haven't done that yet. Yeah, that's correct. And that's probably my next step, and I won't get to it this year, but next year, put it all in a video course and actually sell it.
Yeah, if it adds value, absolutely. Again, this has been a fantastic call. I know that everybody on the call this today, Carlene's taken away a lot of value from what you're sharing. I'm sure that they want to reach out to talk with you, learn more about you. Now, if that be the case, where actually are they going to find you? Where are the places they can find you online?
They can find my website at www.carlenekelsey.biz. That's CARLENE.biz. They could attend my masterclass that I'm holding on the 24th of July, and I have a small link for that. It's free to register. We're going to be talking about content, and after you create your content plan, what do you do next?
Yep.
And that is bit.ly, so that's small bit.ly /2, capital U, capital J, small e, capital W, small s, capital A. Wonderful. That'll let them register for the masterclass where we talk about content. I give them some ideas how to not be petrified of sitting down at a computer and not being able to come up with content. And then what happens after that, how they make the content part of their regular every work.
Integrate it.
how they integrate it into their whole business.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for sharing. Now, for anybody who's on a call today, as is normally the case, I'll be making sure that you get the links back to carlenekelsey.biz. And I'm sure somewhere along the line, if you don't find the bit.ly or remember the bit.ly links that Carlene's just mentioned, that she would make it available to you. Just need to reach out to her and just visit her website, carlenekelsey.biz. Now, with all that being said, Carlene, I've had just such a wonderful time spending some time with you on the My Future Business show today.
Well, thank you, Rick. It was a pleasure to be here, and it was. I hope it was helpful to your audience, and I hope they'll get some good information out of it.
Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed the call, then make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, share us with your friends, and book your spot on the show at myfuturebusiness.com/interviews. And if you're looking for solutions that will help grow your business, then visit myfuturebusiness.com/shop.